Hello, everyone. Your girl Tay here from Let's Talk Wild, bringing you some more animal news. This time we have the gray wolves. The U.S. House of Representatives have passed the bill to remove them from the endangered species list. So this isn't good for the wolves. Um, yeah, it's a lot of stuff we need to get into today. We're going to get into the Republicans that are pushing for this. We'll also get into the U.S. Fish and Wildlife with what they have plans for the wolf. We'll also get into the Biden administration at the White House releasing a statement about the U.S. House passing the bill. And we'll get into what animal activists have to say. And of course, my wild thoughts as well. I'll leave timestamps for everything for you guys, just in case you want to skip through to certain parts. And yeah, before we get into that, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, please. It will really help your girl out. Okay, subscribe, show the stream some love, give it a thumbs up, and all of that good stuff. Share it, turn on your post notifications so you guys can be notified when I go live. Okay, now let's talk wild. Let's get into it. I haven't said that in a while. I usually just say that on the regular Let's Talk About podcast. But yes. So let's get into it. The U.S. House of Representatives passes a bill to remove gray wolves from the endangered species list. Okay, on April 30th, the U.S. House voted 209 to 205. Okay, close to pass the Trust the Science Act. The act would remove the gray wolves from the list of federal endangered species, ensure that action is not subject to judicial review, and restore authority to state lawmakers and state wildlife officials to control the gray wolf populations in their state. Okay, now the gray wolf was first listed under the Endangered Species Act. The Endangered Species Preservation Act in 1967. And they were originally listed as a subspecies, but in 1978 they were reclassified as endangered at the species level. Okay, where's my water, honey? We need to take a sippy sip. I can't get it because then I'll show my background. But let's get back into it, honey. It's hot. I can't turn on the fan. Maybe I got the ceiling fan. Maybe I don't know. We'll try it one in a few. Okay, but since then, the gray wolves, they have been involved in like this tug-of-war with politicians and animal rights activists and conservationists because they've been removed from the endangered species list and put back on the list several different times. So it's like through these years, the politicians, conservationists, uh, animal activists are just like, they need to stay on the list. And then the politicians are, no, they don't need to stay on the list. And then the politicians with the animal rights activists are like, yes, they need to stay on the list. So it's just like, it's crazy. Poor wolves. They're like, and they're just trying to live and survive. And they're just like stuck in the middle of humans fighting. Okay. Right. But in recent years, in 2020, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife pulled them from the list in the lower 48 states. And in 2021, animal and conservation groups sued the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And then in 2022, a federal judge placed the wolves back on the list. Okay. Now, jump to the present time. A new bill has been introduced. Okay. And the wolves, it's it's unfortunate that they are just, I just feel like all of some of this, you know what? Let me just wait. Let me just wait. Let me just wait. Let me get my thoughts at the end. Okay. Y'all know I'll be trying to jump right into it. But yes, well, let me save my wild thoughts for the end. Okay. But yeah, we jump into present time, and a new bill has been introduced to remove the wolves from the list again and give state officials, control of their gray wolf populations. The bill is sponsored by, hold on, let's pull home girl up. Okay. Let's pull her up here. Boebert's Trust the Science Act, okay, passes the House, okay. This is what's going on. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. Okay. That's who is sponsoring the bill. Colorado Republican Representative Lauren Boebert. She says out of touch Denver and Boulder leftists voted to reintroduce wolves in Colorado. Farmers and ranchers are powerless to defend their livestock from wolf attacks, and there have been 8 confirmed wolf livestock killing in April alone. Rather than celebrating the gray wolf recovery success story, leftists want to cower to radical environmentalists and keep them on the Endangered Species Act list forever. The gray wolf is fully recovered and should be delisted in the lower 48 states. State and tribal wildlife agencies have proven record of successfully managing gray wolves. Montana's successful state management resulted in gray wolves being 500% above Fish and Wildlife Service recovery goals. Idaho's successful state management resulted in gray wolves being 700% over recovery goals. There are now an estimated 6,000 wolves in the lower 48 states. Furthermore, there are an estimated 7,000 to 11,000 gray wolves in Alaska, and there are estimated 30,000 gray wolves in Canada, end quote. Okay, so that is, what she said. Miss Lauren Boebert. Okay, can we get a picture of her? Where's she at? That's her right there. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's her right there. Okay, I don't want to sign up. Oh yeah, okay, that's her. Yeah, Miss Lauren Boebert said no, and she not trying to hear none of that. She is not trying to have the gray wolves on, the endangered species list forever, when allegedly, things have been going well with the population numbers recently. Okay, now the White House has some things to say of their own. Okay, do I need to zoom in for you guys? Let's zoom in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Executive Office of the President, Office of Management and Budget, Washington, D.C., April 29th, 2024, House Rules. Okay, Statement of Administration Policy. Okay, hold up. I want to close out everything that I'm not using. Okay, so child, like I said, it's like a tug-of-war with these animals, with these politicians, and all of this people is a mess. But now the White House has released a statement about the Trust in Science Act, stating the administration strongly opposes HR 764, which would direct the Secretary of the Interior to reissue a final rule that removed Endangered Species Act, ESA, protections for the gray wolf in 45 states. HR 764 will override and short-circuit the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service science-based administration, rulemaking processes, and wildlife recovery planning. The service has delisted several different populations of gray wolves and recently determined that listing gray wolves in the western United States is not warranted at this time. I'm just, I'm trying to get in my news reporter bag. Like, I'm trying to get y'all a little something. Okay. Currently, gray wolves are delisted in the northern Rocky Mountains, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, and portions of Oregon, Washington, and Utah. Listed as threatened in Minnesota and listed as endangered in the rest of the lower 48 states. Successful delisting reflects significant collaboration and dedication by the federal government, tribes, citizens, and state wildlife agencies committed to responsible and science-based wildlife management. To support nationwide recovery for gray wolves and durable status determinations, the service is developing a first ever nationwide gray wolf recovery plan. The transparent and science-based project prescribed by the ESA with public input is the best path for adding or removing species from the ESA. If enacted, HR 764 would undermine America's proud wildlife conservation traditions and the implementation of one of our nation's bedrock environmental laws. Therefore, the administration strongly opposes this bill. End quote. Woo, that was a lot. So listen, they said, listen, that's the White House is not for it. They're not for it. They're not trying to hear all that. Okay. Now, they did talk about the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Recovery Plan, right? So we will get into that as well. So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, they released this press release on February 2nd of 2024 of this year. So, they got this whole thing with the wolves, coming together. They want to do all of this, honey. I got some thoughts for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. I got thoughts for everybody. Everybody catching it today. Okay, everybody. But I'll like I said, I want to jump right into it, but I'm gonna save it after I give all y'all the facts and stuff. Okay. So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service released a press release on February 2nd, 2024, stating that they recognize that the national discussion around gray wolf management must look more comprehensively at conservation tools available to federal, state, and tribal governments. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service announced a path to support a long-term and durable approach to the conservation of gray wolves, to include a process to develop for the first time a national recovery plan under the Endangered Species Act for gray wolves in the lower 48 states. Debate over the management of wolves have included more than 2 decades of legislation, litigation, and rulemaking. Wolf recovery to date has been construed around specific legal questions or science-driven exercises about predicted wolf population status. Courts have invalidated 5 out of 6 rules finalized by the service on gray wolf status, citing at least in part a failure to consider how delisting any particular population of gray wolves affects their status in recovery nationwide. To accomplish this and address the concern about nationwide recovery for gray wolves, the service will undertake a process to develop a first ever nationwide gray wolf recovery plan by December 12, 2025. Recovery plans provide a vision for species recovery that is connected to site-specific actions for reducing threats and conserving listing species and their ecosystems. States and tribes have been important partners in managing. Let's get back on track. Managing gray wolves and will remain integral to their long-term conservation and acceptance on the landscape. This is important because the federal government's legal authority alone cannot address the variety of approaches to wolves that I need my water. Should I send a text? I need somebody bring me some water up here. Bring me some water up here if you're watching the stream. Bring me some water, please. Put the baby in her playpen. Bring me some water, please. But yes. Okay, so let me read that last line again. Okay. This is important because the federal government's legal authority alone cannot address the variety of approaches to wolves that generate conflict. The states of Montana and Idaho recently adopted laws and regulations designed to sustainably reduce the gray wolf populations in their states using means and measures that are at odds with modern professional and wildlife management. The steps the service is outlining today include continued work with state and tribal partners, including nation-to-nation consultation to create opportunities to craft enduring solutions that protect wolves and sustain human communities and livelihood. Okay, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Honey, I told you I was giving y'all all the facts, everything that everybody has to say about this. So that's what the U.S. Fish and Wildlife had to say. Okay, now let's get into, hold up, let me see, I gotta find it. We're gonna get into the animal activists. Y'all already know where we probably are gonna be headed to. Y'all already know, if you didn't know, wildlife defenders, the defenders of wildlife. I go to their website. They do a lot of work for the animals, so I'm always coming over here checking them out and stuff. They always be coming with the stuff. Okay, so yes, the wildlife defenders, okay, they had a press release giving their thoughts on this new ruling. Robert Dewey, vice president of government relations, hold up, let me make sure it's on y'all screen. Okay, yes, Robert Dewey, vice president of hold on, here we go. Okay, sorry y'all, because I got my own notes I'm just showing y'all the websites, but I got my own stuff. Yeah, Robert Dewey, Vice President of Government Relations for the Animal Rights Organization, the Defenders of Wildlife, issued the following statement in response to the ruling. This is yet another troubling sign that our elected leaders in the House are increasingly choosing to subvert our nation's landmark and environmental laws and ignore the biodiversity crisis that threatens wildlife populations around the globe with extinction. Wolves play huge important roles in maintaining healthy systems and cutting short their recovery will only harm our nation. The majority of Americans believe that protecting biodiversity should be a national priority, and today their voices were stifled. We urge the Senate to take the scientifically sound path forward and not take up this bill. Okay, end quote from Robert Dewey, Vice President of Government Relations over at Defenders of Wildlife. Okay, so that's what's going on. Everybody got something to say. Okay, I guess so and so ain't watching because they ain't bring me no water yet. Sad. Now let's get into my thoughts. Okay, so many things, so many things. Let me bring up my notes because I got words for everybody. Everybody catching it today. Okay, okay, the Uzi. Okay, I'm not playing with y'all. Everybody catching it. Let's get into Representative Lauren Boebert. Girl, I just feel like I want to know why she's so dedicated in this. Because I guess, it's for the people and that's what she's saying and stuff like that. But it's like, girl, do you really care for real, for real? Is this really what the people want? I feel like, where's the surveys? Where are the surveys? Okay, I want to see the surveys. I want to see what the people that live around these animals have to say, what they have to say about this. Okay, because is this something that the people really want? Where are the people? Anybody that wants this, you are welcome to, leave a comment. Y'all can even come up and give your thoughts. Y'all already know I love hearing what you guys have to say about all of this. But it's like, is this something that the people that you're supposed to represent, is this something that they really want? I need some more. I need the surveys. I need the surveys. I need town hall meetings. I need all of that. And I need that live broadcasted, okay? Because we want to hear what the people have to walk up to the podium and say about wolves that they live around and share this earth with, this space with, and stuff like that. So, and it has to be more than the livestock owners and stuff like that. I want to hear from all people, okay, that live in the same environments as these animals. I want to hear what they got to say, okay? Miss Republican Representative Lauren Boebert, can you do that for me? Okay, can you do something for me? I need you to get the people together, girl, because I understand what she's saying far as I understand what she's saying far as state officials being able to have us like really a say so and what happens with the wildlife in their state, right? You would think that the state has the control, not the federal government. You only go to the federal government when it's like, big things, big serious things, But is it if the state can handle it, why not let the state handle it? And if you think the state can't handle it, then I understand, keep the federal government in charge of this and stuff like that. But yeah, Miss Lauren Boebert, do that survey for me, okay? Now for the White House, um it's nothing really to say up to the White House. I really ain't got nothing to say about Sleepy Joe and all of them over there. I don't. I said everybody was catching it, but that's kind of them catching it. When I don't have nothing to say to you, honey, at all, I'm like over you. I'm over you. I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say. Let me jump straight to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife because Sleepy Joe. And Kamala over there. I ain't got nothing to say to them, and that's even worse if I ain't got nothing to say to you, honey. Anyways, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Um, I understand the recovery plan for the wolves. Why y'all ain't been say this? Like, why hasn't this been a thing already? Like, I know these type of things take time, but I feel like if you want to rush it, you can. Like, come on. Like, if you want to rush it, you can. But to say it will take develop their first ever nationwide gray wolf recovery plan by December 12th, 2025. Should have been doing all that. I feel like this animal has been on the endangered species, list and act and involved in this since 1967. Why hasn't nobody thought about this prior? Like, what's going on? Or you guys, and that's the thing, it's the nation's first ever. So yeah, this would be the first ever, recovery plan for them. But like I said, they've been on the list for so long. I feel like this should have been already a thing. They should have been had a recovery plan. What are y'all doing over there? I know it's a lot of animals to, keep track of and stuff. Where is the wolf administration, the people over there in the wolf department? Okay, where's the Starks at? We need the Starks. Where's the Starks? House Stark. Okay, we need y'all over there with the wolves, clearly, because they ain't doing what they need to do. Where's Sunset? Where is Jon Snow? Where they at? Get the brother over there. That's the new king, the one that had the visions. I don't even know his name. The one that had the guy, Hodor, rolling him around. Where he at? I guess he more so the birds. I mean, he still, yeah, I think so. Because I forgot the end of this, whatever. But yeah, nonetheless, this should have, already been in place. Their recovery plan should have already been in place. And far as the animal the animal rights activists feeling some type of way, I mean, I get it, because that's what they do. They are here to talk about and stand up for animal rights. And if they feel like the wolves' rights are being trampled upon and just not in good standing for the wolves, if that's what they believe, then so be it. I mean, you can't get mad at the people for uh, doing what they're passionate about if they're not hurting anybody. So, I mean, all they doing is trying to protect the animals. But at the same time, I just feel like we got to come somewhere in the middle. This has been years and years and years and years of tug of war with this species, right? Y'all gotta meet in the middle. Y'all got to, because listen, who wants to keep talking about this years and years down the line? Y'all gotta come to some type of agreement, because this can't keep going on. I feel like state officials and animal and wildlife officials should have a say. The people that live with these animals should have a say. Okay, that live in close proximity. The people that are affected when these animals, do eat their livestock or whatever. Yeah, everybody needs to be heard, for one, and just I feel like in since this fits so well, pun intended, before I even say it, people need to move like a pack. Okay? Like the bag of wolves, pun intended. Just move as a pack. You messing up the how the structure is. And if you're messing up the structure of the family unit, then you have to come to some type of resolution and fit it back together, right? So I just feel like everybody needs to sit down and have a conversation and just meet in the middle. um Animal rights activists should also have a say, and lawmakers, everybody needs to sit down, because you just can't keep playing. You did like you playing with these animal lives, like this is their lives you're playing with. Like, y'all think they a toy? They're not a toy. They're not something you can just throw away at your disposal. I mean, they when they were delisted throughout the years, uh it was like wolf hunt, honey. They don't talking about the wolf hunt. But yeah, they had a wolf hunt, and yeah, a lot of wolves were off. So it just sucks, and I just hope everyone can come to some type of agreement, because yeah, it sucks. And the tribes that have lived alongside these animals for years and years and years and years, definitely need to be on them, in them conversations, in them rooms. I know they spoke about tribes and stuff, everybody, and all of their statements and stuff like that. But make sure y'all not shutting them out, okay? Making sure that these people are heard, because they live with these animals. They know what's the tea and what's going on. And yeah, y'all just gotta take from everybody and just put it in all in a pot, honey, and mix it on up until you come to a solution that everyone is okay with. And listen, sometimes you gotta bend the knee. Sometimes you gotta bend the knee. I know you don't want to. Okay. We back to Game of Thrones. Sometimes you gotta bend the knee, okay, to win the war. Okay. To win the war. Yeah, the tug of war between this species that I'm tired of y'all having. Pun intended. Okay, out of nowhere, because that wasn't really like a pun, but yeah. But yes, that is my thoughts, guys. Make sure you guys leave a comment, let me know how you guys are feeling about it. Let me give y'all a quick update of what's been going on with me, and then I'll end the live. I'm going to go see Amanda Seals. Okay, I can't wait. I'm excited to see her. I love her podcast, Small Doses. I love everything that she does. Okay, period. Smart, funny, and black. Okay, period. Hold up. Where my mask at? I tried to get a shirt, but they were sold out. So this is my face mask, smart, funny, and black. Okay. Word established bond. Okay. Word is bond. Okay. I read. Okay, period. But what else? I did a bunch of gardening. That's why I was late, because I had to go water the community garden. So I did that. I did some gardening today in my own garden. So when I came in, I had to hurry up, jump in the shower, because I did not want to come on live all sweaty and stuff. And I didn't want to not be able to come up on camera, because I love it, showing face, a little sign, a little fresh showered, face. And yeah, that's it. Seedlings are sprouting. House maintenance. We chopped the tree back. So yeah, all the landscaping for the house is done. I just got to expand my garden and I'll be done. But you guys make sure you leave a comment, like the stream. Make sure you guys share it, turn on your post notifications so you guys can be notified when I go live. Okay. Make sure you guys love yourself, one another, your pets, and your animals. I'll talk to you guys next time. Love the gray wolves. No more tug of war. Okay? You heard what I said. And if y'all don't come to a conclusion, I'm calling the stalks.